Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Phone Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 85 of Winning a National Championship with every team in the game. If you guys missed any of the last couple episodes or any episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist from episode 1 all the way to episode 85, which is this episode. But if you're unable to watch those videos, completely understand. Down in the description below will be the record of every team that we've done so far and their records that, I guess, the season they eventually won the national championship. So yeah, if you guys are new episode means new team, which we get a wheel spin. Of course, if you want to bypass the wheel spin, let me know down in the comment section below. Any team that we haven't done before, like Auburn, Indiana, Minnesota, Miami, Oklahoma, Penn State are a couple big names. Texas is another big name that we haven't done before. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, unfortunately, you guys cannot say Wyoming because we're going to go to Wyoming here in this one. So we are just going to go all the way down. Whoops, missed it on accident. There we go. And we're going to go back to the Mountain West. I believe we're getting very, very close to finishing the Mountain West. We have Air Force still to do. I believe Colorado State's one of them as well. Maybe we're not. But we'll be going to Wyoming. There are 2 stars, 77 overall. Kind of middle of the road for the Mountain West. So we'll have to see how we do. We are a program builder in this one, so that's gonna be nice. At least have like a nice little head coach to start, at least with overall wise. But of course, we will check out the abilities for that coach as well right here and right now. We are a motivator, architect, and a tactician. We do, again, have program builder, mostly for the pipelines, which is good. We still need to boost the primary pipelines for that, but probably going to focus on motivator, which is mostly for the defense. Architect, mostly for the defense, which is good because we have XP boost for DBs, and then the skill cap for leveling up for D-line and linebackers, and probably tactician, mainly just for the defense. Our offensive coordinator does have recruiter, which will be helpful, but he also is a master motivator along with us. And our defensive coordinator, so we're going to fire our defensive coordinator because we do need some recruiter, probably recruiter and probably tactician for the other side, so we'll probably do that for next season. But check out the roster here. We do have an 89 overall halfback and an 87 free safety, an 86 defensive tackle. We do have an 84 tight end, which is nice, but most of our good players are going to be leaving us. We do have Evan here for one more year. We're losing 3 strong halfbacks. We're losing our fullback. We're losing our top 3 wide receivers, although we do have some speed down here. Tight ends, we're losing our second best guy. We do have this guy who will, again, be here for another season. Offensive line's actually pretty decent, and they'll be staying here besides our center, who's an 8. Well, you have a 74 behind him, so our offensive line is pretty good, minus right tackle, at least in overall-wise. Defensive line could use some help. Linebackers could use some help, mostly depth pieces because most of them are going to be leaving us. Corners, our best one will be leaving, but we do have some speed here. Free safety we will need. Strong safety, probably not, though, since we have 4 of them, and then we also need a kicker for this season. So I'm going to go ahead and get Season 1 out of the way, and I'll be right back. So here we are at the end of Season 1 here with Wyoming. We go 4-8 on the season. Not a great first season here with Wyoming. We lost to Arizona State to start the year, then beat FCS, lost to BYU and North Texas before beating Air Force, and then we lost 5 in a row. San Diego State, San Jose State, Utah State, New Mexico, and Colorado State before beating Boise State and Washington to finish out the year to go 4-8. So we don't do anything here in Season 1. I totally forgot to fire our coordinators. We'll do that next year, I guess. I always forget in Season 1 when I need to. But Jalen Milroe wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,700 yards, 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season. Of course, we do not get a bowl game since we only had 4 wins. But all in all, we'll go over the bracket here in a couple seconds here and see who wins it all here in Season 1. We actually just got another tight end to sign. That's nice. We'll take it. Coach Prestige goes down. And pro potential and coach stability go up, which is nice. And we're a 2-star school. Pretty sure we were always a 2-star. Could be wrong, but Oregon wins it all in year number 1, 28-23 with North Texas, Miami, Oregon, Alabama, and Utah with the automatic qualifiers. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4 were the things. Kansas State, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Michigan, Ohio State, and Kentucky, Texas A&M were the at-large bid. So congrats to Oregon in year 1, and it's going on to year number 2 here with Wyoming. And here we are in season 2 with Wyoming. We go 3-9 on the season. We lose one more game than we did last year. We lost to Akron to start the year. We beat BYU and Utah, so we had a decent start. Then we lost to Colorado, Air Force, Fresno State. You kind of get the picture. New Mexico, Colorado State, Hawaii. We beat Utah State, but then lost our last 2 games in close fashion. So unfortunately, it's another bad season. We did fire our coordinators. I do remember at this time in season 2. I'm always forgetful at that point, but we did just sign a couple of players here. We will go through and just to try to sign some players to be, or some coaches, hopefully. Cade Klubnik wins the Heisman Trophy with 2,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. There had to be rushing in there because he's had a higher thing to win it, so there just had to be rushing in there. But again, we're going to be looking for a good coordinator for the offense. That one's decent, but we're looking for someone that has recruiter and tactician, but let's see maybe if we can get that in the defensive coordinator side, and I think we do. Try to hire him, even though he's not really a part of our scheme. Pro style, is there a pro style one? No. Maybe we sim a week just to see if there is a better coordinator that pops up next week once everyone signs that with everybody. So that's the plan. Hopefully we can sign someone here next week. We will check out the bracket once we get to the end of season recap. We did sign our defensive coordinator. I think we're going to have to go after this guy here, and hopefully he doesn't go to be the head coach at Nevada. And that's our hope, unfortunately. But advancing one more week just to see. And the answer to that is he became our offensive coordinator. So we'll take it. We now have some stuff better, but let's advance 2 weeks. See who wins the national championship here in season 2 with Wyoming in this simulation. Right now we are in 81. That's probably why we went 1-7. And Clemson wins the national title. Year near number 2 with Boise State, Georgia, Clemson, Penn State, and Kansas State with the automatic qualifiers. With Pitt, UCF, Miami, USC, Oregon, and Cal, Ohio State. So it was literally the exact same. 1, 2, 3, and 5 went. So 4 and 5 switched. But then, 8 and 9, 11 and 6, and 10 and 7, and then number 12 was there. But I meant to say 1 and 7 in the conference. So, but anyways, that's going to end season 2. It's on to season 3 here with Wyoming. And here we are in season number 3 with Wyoming. We go 9-3, a complete turnaround of the last 2 seasons. We're up to an 85 overall, so maybe that's why. But we start out 4-0 before losing our first game to San Diego State, won back-to-back before losing to Boise State, then won 3 in a row before losing to UNLV, and all 3 of our losses came inside the Mountain West Conference. So if we can just be a little bit better in the Mountain West, we could make the Mountain West Conference Championship, and we could eventually go to the college football playoff. I mean, 9-3 is really solid. We're going to get our first bowl game as well, which is nice. We'll gladly take that. Of course, we get the Week 16, so we do have to advance one more week to see all the awards and see which bowl game we're going to get. We're going to sign some more recruits as well, which is nice. We love to see it. 9-3 to a 94 or 84 overall. Vizino wins the Heisman Trophy. 4,500 yards, 56 touchdowns, but had 10 picks. Okay, Clemson. It's a lot of touchdowns. And we're playing Louisiana Tech in the Hawaii Bowl. So not a very far fly for us for that game. We'll go ahead and simulate to the end of the season recap. Hopefully we go 10-3 on the season and win the bowl game and hopefully improve our coach, or not our coach prestige, but helps our coach prestige. our school prestige is what I was going for there. We did just sign a 4-star halfback, which is nice. That'll help out the squad. And we did win. We are 10-3. One guy is wanting to leave because of playing time, but a couple people want to leave because of playing style. But potential, coach stability, coach prestige all improve. And we are a 2.5-star school now. So that's always, you love to see it. And Pittsburgh wins it all here in Season 3 over Georgia with UAB, South Alabama, Ohio State, UCF, and Clemson as the automatic qualifiers, with Oregon, Pitt, Miami, Notre Dame, South Carolina, and Oregon State, Georgia as the at-large bids. But that's going to end Season 3. It is on to Season 4 here with Wyoming. And here we are in Season 4 with Wyoming. We go 6-6 on the season. Not a great season because we started out 0-3, but then won back-to-back, then lost 3 in a row. But then we won 4 in a row to end the season. Colorado State, UNLV, Washington State, and New Mexico. But he had a couple bad losses against Hawaii, Air Force, North Texas was a couple bad losses early on. We just couldn't win those close games, and unfortunately, we have to go 500 here in Season 4 with an actually pretty decent roster too. And I think we're an 86, and we're at 6-6, which is a little unfortunate, but what can you do, unfortunately, when the simulations are not on your side? Unlike last season when we went 9-3, we just signed another corner and a right guard, which is big, and a defensive tackle. So we're upgrading the trenches a little bit. And, 85 overall, not terrible, but Dylan Raiola wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,800 yards, 46 touchdowns to 1 interception, so he stayed at Nebraska the whole time. We're taking on Uconn in the Hawaii Bowl again. Hopefully we can win another one and win back-to-back Hawaii Bowls and get back-to-back winning seasons for the first time here with Wyoming. I think we can. It just depends if we can get good simulations here against Uconn. But we'll have to see here, and another offensive lineman just signed. We love to see it, and we lost. But we are up to a 3-star school. Athletic facilities move up, but coach prestige, stability, and conference prestige all move down, which isn't really nice. And Georgia wins it all here in year number 4, 38-21, with Utah State, Cincinnati, Georgia, Clemson, and Nebraska, all the automatic qualifiers, with Notre Dame, Penn State, Alabama, TCU, Miami, and LSU, Oklahoma as the at-large bids. But that's going to end Season 4. On to Season 5 here with Wyoming. And here we are in Season 5 with Wyoming. We go 7-5, and we are ranked 18th. But we started off the year beating Texas Tech and Akron before losing 4 in a row to Clemson, Utep, San Diego State, and UNLV before beating Nevada, losing to Boise State, and then winning Air Force, Colorado State, Utah State, and San Jose State. To go 7-5, but yet again, 5-3 in the conference does not get us into the conference championship. The nice thing is, since we are ranked and we are 7-5, we're going to get a bowl game again here with Wyoming, and hopefully we can win the bowl game and continue being better overall-wise. We do get the Week 16, unfortunately, again, for some reason, but we'll have to simulate a little bit more. Obviously, we signed a bunch more commits here, and we'll take that. We are an 85 overall. Hopefully that can be up to an 86, 87 next year. Kerry Selvia wins the Heisman Trophy for Tennessee, 3,800 yards, 48 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And we'll be taking on Southern Miss in the Armed Forces Bowl. So hopefully we can get this win and be 8-5 on the season. That'll look a lot better than 7-6 and not being ranked, compared to, maybe being ranked at the beginning of next season. That is hopefully the goal for this team. And we won? Yeah, we were 8-5. Or we were 7-5. So yeah, we're good. I had to think about it for a second. Pro potential moves up, coach stability, coach prestige all move up, and we're going to be ranked 21st in the nation. So we'll gladly take it, with Notre Dame winning it all here in Season 5, with Nevada, Tulane, Georgia, Cincinnati, and Miami as the automatic qualifiers, with NC State, South Carolina, Auburn, Tulsa, Notre Dame, and Indiana, Tennessee as the at-large bids. But that is going to end Season 5. It's on to Season 6 here with Wyoming. And here we are in Season number 6 with Wyoming. We go 11-1 on the season and are officially in the Mountain West Conference Championship. We started out beating Utah, Air Force, Cal, and Uconn. We lost to our only game against Uconn, and then we beat Hawaii, Fresno State, New Mexico, Washington State, Colorado State, Utah State, San Diego State, and San Jose State. So this game here against Utah State will be a big one to eventually get a bye. Maybe. We might play in the first round. Just depends. But it would look good for us if we can get a bye. And it looks like we do win. We win 12-1. That would have been awkward. That's a score that didn't barely even happen. But we did win the game. So we will take it. Irving had 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown for the play of the week. So yeah, 12-1. We are ranked 7th. We will have to advance one more week to figure out where we're going to be at here in our first college football playoff run with Wyoming. Because we are going to make it since we are in the top 8. James with the Heisman Trophy with 64 catches, 1,200 yards, and 12 touchdowns. So about 1,000 yards per touchdown. We do get a bye in the college football playoff. We are the 4, facing the winner of Sam Houston and us, Sam Houston, Notre Dame, with Sam Houston, Wyoming, Georgia, Michigan State, and Miami as the automatic qualifiers. Notre Dame, Tulane, Tennessee, Washington, Penn State, and Texas A&M and Oklahoma as the at-large bids. So this one will be a fun one, but I'm going to go ahead and put some of our points into tactician for the defense because we're going to need them to go off in these next couple of games to have a shot. But anyways, we do have to face Notre Dame or Sam Houston. So that's going to be a big one. And we'll be playing Notre Dame in the Peach Bowl. They beat Sam Houston. What was that score? 33-0. Tennessee beat Tulane. Penn State beat Washington. And Texas A&M beat Oklahoma. So this will be a tough one here against Notre Dame. We got to hire someone for our staff. We got to hire a defensive coordinator. I guess you maybe. I don't know. Sure. Become our defensive coordinator. I don't know. But anywho. Both teams are 12-1 in this one, and let's see how we do against this 91 overall Notre Dame team. This is a tough one to play against, too, in our first ever game in the college football playoff here with Wyoming. But we have a good team. Defense going to need to get stops, and the offense going to have to find ways to put up points. And speaking of offense, we're starting it on offense first, and we go nowhere. Defense, though, is doing its job, allows nothing on those drives, and it zeros after 1, and now we get a touchdown after a short field, and 2 short fields in a row. We have a 14-0 lead at the half. Can the defense continue to get stops? They do, and then they allow a kick return for a touchdown, so it's not the defense's fault. That's the special teams. 4th and 4, we kick a field goal to go up 17. Defense gives up a couple big plays, and we get a turnover. 4th and 2, we ate some time off the clock. There's only 4 minutes to go. They get a big first down on 4th down. 4th and 14, they don't get close. They get a huge sack, but a minute 42 to go. They're down 17 points, and they turn it over again. And Wyoming will beat Notre Dame 24-7. The defense was out of its mind. Forcing Notre Dame only 1 touchdown in that game is huge. Absolutely huge. So we get the win. And that means we are moving on. And let's see who we'll be playing against as well, because it's gonna be a rough one. And we'll be taking on Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. We're just gonna have to go through it because next opponents are either Penn State or Miami. Wyoming's gonna have to be the toughest run we've ever had in the college football playoff. But let's get started here against 14-0 Georgia. And they're in 89. So not as they're two overalls under Notre Dame. So this, hopefully, we can have that same outcome like last week when we won 24-7. But Georgia's back, trying to ruin our dreams. We're going to start on defense first in this one. And the defense gets a stop. We get another stop, and it's 7-0 after one. Defense is doing well so far. The offense at least has one touchdown, now a field goal, and now another field goal. It's 13-0 at the half. And we start with ball in the second half, and we need to go backwards. They get super short field. It's all of a sudden 13-11. Couple field goals and a safety makes it that way. Well, at least we're starting to drive. 4th and 1, we kick another field goal to go up 5. Defense gets off the field again. The offense, though, goes 3 and out. And then we get a absolutely huge turnover. It's an 8-point game with 50 seconds to go. And that's going to do it. Wyoming defeats Georgia 19-11. One of the weirdest scores I've ever seen. Because they put up 11 points in the third quarter just quickly. I guess they did get a touchdown. And they missed the 2-point conversion probably to tie. That's probably what it was. Because they got a safety and a field goal to be up. It was like a 13-5. So I'm guessing that's what happened. But let's see who our opponent is for the national championship game. It's going to be two teams that we haven't done with. Penn State and Miami are two teams that we have not used yet to win a national championship, which is kind of funny. But all in all, we'll be taking on Miami for the national championship. They defeated Penn State 27-24. So this will be a tough one against Miami, but we'll have to see how we do. Because both teams are 14-1 on the season, and they're a 90 overall. So we go 91, 89, 90. And that's creepy. I don't like facing 90 overall teams. I think this is like the first time I've ever had a team. It could have been one of the earlier seasons as well that I just don't remember. Face two 90-plus overalls to win a national championship. But starting on defense, first we get a stop and then another stop. And it's still tied at 0, but we have the ball on their side of the field, and we get a field goal. They finally get a touchdown. We do as well. They get a field goal to tie it up at 10, all going into half. We would get a touchdown and a turnover. It's 24-7 going into the fourth quarter. We get a huge play to keep this drive alive. 3rd and 5, we go backwards. We get sacked. That's not what you want, but the defense forces a 3 and out. Unfortunately, we do not have the ball by the 2-minute timeout. 4th and 10, we get off the field. All we need is a field goal, and we miss the field goal. And they get a touchdown to take the lead with 20 seconds to go. We are going into overtime. And we get a field goal. Miami also gets a field goal. 3rd and 15, they have to kick a field goal. All we need now is a touchdown. And we did it! Wyoming in overtime has done it against probably the toughest college football playoff run that we've ever had, in my opinion, in this game. Notre Dame, who's a 91 overall. Georgia's an 89. Miami was a 90. And we come away with a national championship with Wyoming, who's an 86, is kind of unbelievable. But we'll take the win. That's another team down. That huge overtime, too, was kind of insane. I was not expecting to get a stop as well and forcing them to kick a field goal. Because we had, 4th and 1. I thought we were going to go for it. But good idea to kick the field goal, because if we failed, we would have lost the game. But, of course, checking out the stats before we head on out, like we normally do. Dexter, 3,800 yards, 24-7 with touchdown to interception ratio. Flowers only had 410 yards with 6 touchdowns. Only had 3 yards per carry, which is not very good. Matlock was hurt, only 193 with 3. Not much to go to say on the ground game. Irving with 167 and 4. Dexter 172 with 1. Brink 142 with 2. And Riley 66 and with 1. Hicks had over 1,000 yards with 1,100 with 9 touchdowns. Irving 871 with 4. Lemons 573 and 2. Riley 508 with 8. Carosa? I butchered that name. 114 with 1, and then Brink had 44 and 1 as well. Defensive-wise, To'o had 100 tackles. Fry had 13 tackles for loss. Booger had 11.5 sacks. Johns had 5 picks to lead the team. We did force a bunch of fumbles, and we covered a bunch of them as well. We had 1 blocked kick, no safeties, and 1 defensive touchdown. Kicking-wise, our freshman kicker did miss a lot. He missed 2 from 40 and 2 from 50, but made every extra point. So that's good. Punting-wise, Gideon at over 3,000 yards, 1 blocked, 14 inside the 20 and 10 touchbacks, and no kicker punt returns to speak of here with Wyoming. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It's free. Really helps out the channel. And yeah, if you guys do want to see a team for me to do, write that in the comment section. I'll probably get to that this weekend. Thursday and Friday are pretty rough for me. So we probably will get a video out Thursday and Friday. I guess this one is Thursday's video. But Friday may or may not happen. Who knows? But hopefully, I'll see you guys all tomorrow again for another winning a national championship with every team in the game. I hope you guys have a great week, weekend, night, day, whenever you guys are watching this. And I'm out. Peace.